Okay, so 2 o'clock was accurate. Got it? Is that 2 o'clock? Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. All right, Temur Gates. So we've played a little bit of 4-color gates on stream before, and that build was notably splashing white for copies of the card, the Angel that gives you a bunch of health from gates. And this deck, while it doesn't have that, does have access to some Pelakka Wurms. I don't normally make changes to decks before we play. Am I supposed to? Is there a reason not to play 4 of this card? Like, can anybody think of any reasonable reason not to have 4 of this card in my deck? Anyone? Anyone? Like, we're a ramp deck. Like, you want your Krasis to draw more Krasis? You don't have a wild card. That's probably the only reason. I agree. All right. Let's dive in here. Yeah, I'm gonna put the last mass manipulation in the sideboard. And get the last Krasis in the main. Someone asked about Niv and commented it seems a little bit mediocre without lots of cantrips to trigger it. I agree with you. We're gonna play a couple games. If you're not familiar with this stream, almost all the decks we play are viewer-submitted archetypes. So people send in their deck and say, hey, is this something you try? And I say yes or no. So I usually try and play their deck card for a couple of matches, unless there's a glaring mistake like, why aren't we playing 4 Krasis? So I want to try Niv a couple of times and see if he feels mediocre. The lack of Gate Guardian in this deck seems a little bit loose. So we'll see how that goes as well. Well, I needed more Mythic wildcards, Hasu. I basically am always short on Mythic wildcards. Ha! Missed on Incubation. Brutal. Gate Colossus. Yeah, whatever that thing is. See, you knew what I meant. You knew what I meant. Mods, can you please, anybody know how to do sub only? Anybody know, what's the command to put the chat in sub only for 30 seconds here while we're getting spammed? None of the things I would think would do it, do it. All right, the room's in sub-only mode for a little bit here. Sorry to folks who aren't subs. I just don't want to. Last time that happened, it happened for a little while. It's just slash subscriber. No, I want subs to still be able to talk. Emote, I'm not gonna let spam bots come in here and ruin my ability to engage with people, especially people who pay me. Sure. Oops, yep. Alright, so they're definitely a Krasis deck, but I have a mass manipulation here coming up. That's probably fine. Can a mod... We're not going to leave it in sub-only mode. We'll toggle it back a little bit later. Gifting random subs right now is a bad idea. Yeah, probably. That's the second time it's happened. Subscribers off when you're ready. Thank you, Brad Brown. We had a bunch of spam bots just come in. posting, we had spam bots posting links about how to get view bots. It's like next level. No, they're actually really smart. They follow in advance. So like they follow days before. Looking for a gate. Deal. I just ditched this. Yeah, probably Serpy Boy. All right. All right, you should non-sub should be able to talk again. Sorry about that. Hey, Bamati, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. This is going to be a collision. Oh, they're just doing that. Yeah, that's fine. Wow, this card plus Hellkite is really good, huh? You can always find a deck list on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. Alternatively, you can type ! Deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I do this, I can mass manipulate both their things here. Yoink! Whoop! Yoink. The yoink emote turned out real well. I agree. Real happy with that one. No reason to attack. Man, when mass manipulation is good, it's absurd. All right, so how are we supposed to sideboard here? Do I want... Do I want Pelakka Wurm? They're probably bringing in... They're probably bringing in ways to counter my spells, right? Cut Niv for anything? I could see that. He does block Phoenix well though. It blocks Phoenix really well. I'm just gonna bring in the extra mass manip and trim a Shimmer. When your deck has a proactive plan like this one does of like ramping up and stuff, if you're not sure how to sideboard, less is generally more. For the record, I agree Niv-Mizzet seems mediocre. But again, a viewer submitted this build with these cards, so I like to give them a fair shake to see if what they've submitted has legs. Get an accurate representation of it before I just make a change. Usually like to play at least 2 matches. I am eating honey twist pretzels, and I am dipping them in a jar of peanut butter. Yeah, I double dip. This is my jar of peanut butter. It doesn't leave my desk. I will eat this entire jar of peanut butter. Nobody else is touching this. It's mine, and you can't have any. Is this bad Gates? Possibly. That's one of the things we're hoping to find out here. Is this good Gates or bad? Well, so far, drawing Gates Ablaze and having 1 gate in play seems really rancid, huh? That does not seem good. So, like, the other Gates deck we played was a 4-color Gates build, and that build was kind of in 4 colors, just because you kind of want more than 12 Gates, right? Yeah, and Angel is good for sure. I really like the 4-color Gates build that we played. We're going to play, you know, 2, 3, 4 matches with this and see how we feel at the end. Shang, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Yes, Rekindling Phoenix plus Banefire is very, very good. If you haven't watched the Temur Banefire deck on my website, you definitely should check it out. It feels very, very good. Double dipping means I'm taking a piece of food that I've already bitten or put in my mouth and putting it back into the dip. That's what double dipping refers to. Generally considered socially unacceptable for shared pools of dip. However, this is my peanut butter. Jif peanut butter. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Jif peanut butter, but Jif, if you're out there, it certainly could be. Let's talk. Alright, so mass manipulation next turn. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This doesn't take enchantments, it's only creatures and planeswalkers. We did just start playing this one, so I don't really have good feelings on this versus the other one we played. Well, if I take this, I can't cast non-creature spells anywhere, which would be bad. I think I just take Bird plus Banefire here, because the rest of their stuff's not doing a whole lot. I think I just attack for 5 and then Gates Ablaze for 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It keeps this alive. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this. And then I'll clean the board out like all of these die. There's no 5-drop in my deck to get with this. So potting the bird doesn't do anything. No, the Krasis is gonna live, chat. Meh. 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 Who's a good little goat? Yes, you are. Who's a good little goat? Mass manipulation is a messed up card in these ramp decks. It's real good. Someone said WotC announced something on their Twitter. Can someone link it? Links are great. Holy crap. That's a big fish. That is a big fish. It's the announcement of the announcement. Okay. Sounds like WotC. Was that a good one, chat? How do we feel about that one? Yeah, call me Russian, because I'm a master of manipulation. Yoink! Do I want to take the Nakia here? We're still dead to hasty things, right? Do I take this? I'm not sure that, I mean, they're just dead on the backswing if I do, right? So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think you're right. I just take it all and hope they don't have another Krasis. Go. If they have Krasis, I'm dead. If they have any flying creature, I'm dead, actually. Riot Dragon does it. Yep. This has haste and get to 1/1 from Rhythm. Yep. Unlucky, right? So, like... I couldn't cast Gift as well. Gift effectively costs 2 mana, chat. I only had 1 mana left over, so I could not cast Gift and play that for 3. I could have cast Gift and played it for 2 and left them with the 3/3. Maybe that's the line. Maybe I'm supposed to play Gift and then grab their Nakia plus their 10/10. That's probably what I'm supposed to do. I think that's probably the better line. Yikes. How many lands are in this deck? 26, sure. You should have taken Banefire and potted Nakia to get Niv. Oh, that's a good line. Yeah, I think that's a good suggestion, Orza. I was just thinking like the Nakia would lock me out of casting spells, but I wasn't thinking about being able to Banefire it into a Niv. That's definitely better. Yeah, so far this build seems really middling compared to the 4-color build we played previously. Okay. Let's sit down for a bit. Enjoy the ride, chat. Untapped land. 4 mana spell. Kinda like an untapped land. Ranked best of 3 starts in 3 hours. We are still playing the good old traditional queue. I was standing for the last 2 hours. Temple of Tilt means we're very dead. Needed untapped lands there to like get going. I mean, we played 27 lands in the 4-color build. The 4-color build we played had 27 and it felt very reasonable in it. Gates Ablaze is much worse in this deck than the 4-color deck because it's just like lower. Do you know what your average win rate is? I have no idea. I don't care either. Don't care. I assume I will eventually hit Mythic just because I play 40 hours a week. Sure. Oh no! How does my hand that doesn't impact the board ever beat a basic mountain? How do we ever beat basic? Maybe they're playing like Big Red. I would argue I am tier 1 in fun rates. Maybe they're just Drakes without blue. I like the optimism. Yay! Yay! We can win the game! They don't have anything! Yay! Your playlist currently has me listening to Check Yes Juliet by Taylor Swift. I mean, I probably know most of the lyrics to that song if you'd believe it. I probably, if I get a beat started, could sing most of it. What's wrong with little T-Swift? Greatest poet of our generation. This is the part where a bunch of music fanatics pop up in chat and let me know that she didn't actually write all of her own songs, or any of her own songs, or something like that. I don't care. I don't care. Dear opponent, please don't kill me next turn. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter? Smooth for dipping pretzels, crunchy for sandwiches. Oh, I could play the basic and then growth spiral into it. Well, if I wait on the growth spiral, it's gonna let me deal damage with Niv-Mizzet, right? So if I like wait 30 seconds, I can maybe kill the Steamkin with it. We're probably dead here. How do you feel about honey mustard on pretzels? I don't know if I've actually dipped actual honey mustard on pretzels. But honey mustard pretzels with honey mustard in them are usually pretty good. All right, so I'm going to 7 here. All right, Niv-Mizzet. How do you do, fellow children? So let's growth spiral. It's just gonna trigger Niv. It's gonna let me deal a damage here. That's gonna let me put Plaza of Harmony into play. And then I could deal a damage here. And then I can go ahead and shock this in and play Growth Spiral, which is gonna trigger and let me deal a damage here. And then this is going to draw a card, which lets me deal a damage. Oh, and then put a land into play. And then this land's gonna draw a card, so this will deal 2 more damage. Like, this is kind of impressive, right? Like, we did 5 with Niv the turn we played him here. I don't know that it's better than, like, having an angel, but, like, if we couldn't kill those Steamkins there, we'd have been in a lot of trouble, right? Hey, thanks for the compliment, J-Beard. Good to have you here. That line was bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Do 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 do. This is, I mean, this is Niv is kind of impressive here, huh? This is kind of impressive. Niv plus Summit is an engine. Like, someone earlier had commented, like, Niv isn't good without things to cast for him, but, like, we have Summit as an engine to be triggering Niv, right? Oh, yeah, if I killed Summit before, we'd get more triggers. That's fair. Decent, like, okay sequence, right? He just, like, took their board and destroyed them. This is all I got. Go. That was kind of sweet. That was impressive. I am glad I left this card in my deck to play some games with it. Have a good one, Matt Wood. I don't think I want Fiery Cannonade in this matchup. Banefire seems fine. Shimmer seems slow. Maybe I want one Cannonade over the last Shimmer. Seems okay. Is there a Krasis Niv ramp deck? Yeah, we're playing it. It doesn't always kill Steamkin. It kills Steamkins early, so I guess that's fair. If I draw a gate in my first 2 draws, this hand is very good. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate because this isn't active yet. I don't have a way to kill this either. I wonder if this deck wants a couple of cheap pieces of removal. The 4-color Gates deck we were playing had a couple of lava coils in the main, and I really kind of like that. Good sequencing on the opponent's part here. We're gonna first see the Steamkin pop off. Depends on how many 1-mana spells they have in their hand. Yeah, I just feel like these decks have such an easy ability to, like, go over the top of whatever your opponent's doing that, like, you want extra ways to help you not die in the early game. Because if you can avoid dying in the early game, you're heavily favored as the game goes along, right? Yeah, having enough gates to trigger our Gates Matters cards has kind of been a struggle. Spending 3 mana to help your lands not come into play tapped sounds like an inefficient use of resources. I think it sounds much worse than just playing another ramp spell. I assume we're dead here. Yeah, 12 does not feel like enough gates. I feel like I'm having the drawback of having a bunch of tapped lands in my deck without really being able to utilize the upside of, like, the Gates Matters cards efficiently. Along here. Yeah, I agree. The deck is good at finding gas once it gets set up and it hasn't died. Just like look at this hand, right? Like, if I had 3 gates, I could keep this, but, like, I can't even activate Plaza of Harmony. Yes, I'm gonna keep. So there's a 4-color Gates deck that we played previously that you can find on my website, my YouTube channel, that I really liked. That was an excellent draw. Will I change the 4-color Gates? No, I'll probably play 1 more match after this one. I always play at least 3 matches with decks. So I'll probably play 1 more match after this one, then we'll move on to something else. So again, one of the things people need to understand, and this is how you approach testing decks, especially ones that aren't familiar to you, and that are new in the format. You should be talking about and thinking about and engaging critically about why a deck may or may not be good, but then you should also play games to verify that how you feel on the surface is true. Magic's an incredibly complicated game, and decks have a lot of moving pieces in them. And what looks like might be the case on the surface isn't always going to be the case. So I'm talking about things that feel awkward and clunky, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to take the entire idea and throw it away and scrap it without spending time working on it to confirm that my feelings are true. Nazal is a curve chopper? That doesn't sound very good, Papu. I'm not sure why that's better than any of the other finishers you could be playing. Like, why is that better than, like, Krasis or Biogenic Ooze or other things like that? It sounds really expensive. It doesn't necessarily impact the board. Like, why is it better than Gate Colossus? Gate Colossus has been very impressive in the other builds of the archetype that we've played. Like, these Gatebreaker Rams, like, regularly hit double-digit stats in the other builds of the deck, and here it's just like, well... Do I let them untap with both of these? I can't let them untap with both of these, right? They'll just, like, run away with the game in the most literal sense. Didn't notice it of it. Hey, yeah, Gunner Dreams, you still got the icon next to your name. When you resub, sometimes you have to refresh your browser page to send the notification through, so it gives you a chance to send a fun message with it. But thanks for the continued support. I really appreciate it. I don't know, Krasis is a pretty sticky threat. God, we're so dead. We have 4 copies of Krasis in our deck. We at least have that part, right? We haven't been good at drawing Krasis in these games, but we are playing 4 copies of it. Yeah, but like, Papu, like, the thing about, you're trying to make your deck better against Vivian, but like, your deck is terrible against Vivian. So like, you don't beat Vivian by taking away some of the Vivian targets. Like, you actually make Vivian better against your deck by giving it a small amount of things instead of overwhelming it. Like, having a lot of targets for Vivian is a way to just like, make her mostly irrelevant because you have lots of them and most of them draw cards. Oh, I forgot to disable emotes after the update the other day. All right, missing our second gate again. Perfect. Yes, exactly. You're only blanking Vivian if you're not playing Guild Summit. And even then, like, you're playing Krasis, right? Like, you're definitely playing cards that make Vivian do stuff against you. I definitely want to get this Guild Summit into play. If they're playing Grixis, they probably can't take it off the battlefield, and this sitting in play is just going to bury them. When do you sideboard in Cindervines? The Mirror and against the Nexus of Fate decks. Ooh. And by ooh, I mean I'm going to draw 40 cards here. Give me a second. The game's over, it's just not going to end for a few turns. I really like the 4-color Gates deck that you can find on my website. I added that up there the other day after we played it. The only way they're beating this card going is if they aggro us out of the game, which it doesn't look like they're going to be in a position to do. Opponent agrees. Thanks, Gunners. Please bump black-white control at a timeout. I got you, let it rip. Thanks for the biddies. Smart. Opponent gets it. Opponent understands what's going on. I think I'm going to cut Gift of Paradise against a control deck. I just, like, don't need to ramp as much. Pelakka Wurm's probably too cute, actually. I'm going to leave Mass Manip in, because it's basically a removal spell. You can't, Brad. So if you get rid of the deck command, I have the exclamation point defaulted to finding card text. So if you type exclamation point deck in without that MTG bot command, it says can't find a card with deck in it, or like searches for a card name with that. Why is Cindervines? I don't care about their enchantments. So Carnage Tyrant would be better in this matchup than Wurm would be, but Wurm is very good against aggro. Sure, Cindervines is more resolvable than Mass Manipulation, but that doesn't make it better. Like, the things Cindervines is answering versus the things Mass Manipulation answering are night and day. Well, your statement can be true and still mean it's not worth boarding in Cindervines. Yeah. Burgle, something you'll find out that translates to Standard just like it does in Modern, from Modern, is people hate losing to control decks. So even if your deck has, like, a really good matchup against control, people are always like, we need more sideboard cards for control! Must not lose to Teferi! Must not lose to Nicobolas! Sure. It's his name in Guild Summit, right? So I'm gonna get to draw a card here. Yes, it is. God bless. Thank you. I appreciate you showing my stream how good Unmoored Ego is. And again, have these cards, they don't gain life. I'm just gonna hang tight. No reason to rush. People play Unmoored Ego because it feels emotionally satisfying to take away your opponent's card, even if you ultimately end up losing the game. I'm just holding Negate up, chat. There's no rush here. I'm pretty sure I just let their Negate resolve. So next turn I play this tapped. The turn after I play this untapped, then play Niv-Mizzet with Negate up. I think Unmoored Ego is fine in Modern. Unmoored Ego in Modern, because it can name lands, makes it very reasonable against decks like Valakut and Tron. I don't understand, chat. They took away our guild summits. How could they ever lose the game? How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. As always, I'd like to give a big shout out to all of my wonderful subs out there. I wouldn't be able to be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. If you're someone who enjoys standard best of 3 constructed, this is definitely the channel for you. I'm here basically every morning into the afternoon playing a ton of different decks. We change decks every 60 to 90 minutes on this channel. I'd also like to give a short shout out to all my wonderful sponsors. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series is a $5,000 cash tournament series that does events every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, you can catch them streaming live every single month at twitch.tv/NRG series as well. Neo provides wonderful candy-flavored protein bars. Using code HOGLAND at bit.ly/HogoBar, you could save 10% on all of your orders there with them. BCW Supplies would love to help you protect your very valuable Magic the Gathering cards. They do sleeves, deck boxes, binders, and all sorts of other fantastic stuff. And in fact, they just released their new line of deck sleeves. They're Elite Guards too, which are very, very good value for the price. They're $8 for 100 sleeves, which you really can't beat, and they're good stuff. I need to get my shuffling deck into the new stuff. Also, some cross-sponsor promotion. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series is also sponsored by BCW now, so everybody who plays in one of their tournaments will get a free pack of BCW sleeves for signing up. Hey, Call Gobbles, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. And always, I'd like to give a shout out to everyone for dropping into Hoaglandia today. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you to spend part of your time here with us. Let's play one more match with Temur Gates. I feel like I'm pretty certain this deck is worse than the 4-color Gates list we played, but I want to give it one more try and see if there's something unique in here that maybe we're missing. BCW does supply stuff to shop, so if you want your local game store to stock BCW stuff, you should tell them to get in contact with the BCW folks. Haven't had a timeout in a while. We can fix that. We can fix that. Welcome, welcome. Give you the full Hoaglandian. Looks like the opponent could be a Wilderness Reclamation deck, in which case having a fast Ram is important here. Looks like Bant could be Fog. I don't know exactly. Okay. I'm not 100% on what the internet outage was about yesterday. I think it was an issue with my wireless with my streaming system. So I picked up a new router, and then I think this weekend I'm going to be running a wired connection for things. All right, one more it is, hey? One more then. Yeah, KMC Perfect Fits will work with these. Their new Elite Guard 2s are actually a little bit taller, so they should work with pretty much any Perfect Fits now without bubbling up out of the top. You know, that's an issue with some brands of sleeves when they're only 91 millimeters. The Perfect Fit will pop up out of the top. I really want to shuffle something. I wish I had my shuffling deck down here. Ranked is live this afternoon, actually. So soon. Growth Spiral into Route is so busted. Shuffle a modern deck? I don't own a modern deck. Their start's pretty aggressive here. If they have an Explore creature, they're going to flip this Climb and kill us very quickly. No Explore creature is A+ for us. My shuffling deck is actually in the house. I remembered to grab it from the other house. I just haven't brought it down to my desk. Hey, SCTR, doling out the sub-gifties. Thank you very much, as always. Ooh. Got a little manipulation in our lives.
Wild animals I like. Get that out of here.
This card is busted. It's so good. Yoink!
You can't stop nature.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is that good? Is that how does that? That gets you going? I know what you like, Twitch chat. Don't you lie to me. I know that gets you excited. If this is wrong, then I don't want to be right, okay? If this is wrong, then I have no desire. Of course it can steal planeswalkers. Why wouldn't it steal planeswalkers? Oh no! I shocked and don't have extra red left over. Tilt. It's fine. Yeah, I could have attacked. It's fine. Really, it's fine, chat. I promise. I promise everything's gonna be alright. Every little thing gonna be alright. Yeah. Do 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 do. The Gates deck is really good, Marty. We might get to Ultimate, and you're not wrong. Yeah, it's pretty cheap for an arena deck, right? Because, like, it has 4 Krasis in it, but Krasis is just a mythic wild card in this application, so it's not that big of a deal. You got him. Yeah, if you're interested in building gates, I think my recommendation should be the 4-color gates deck on my website. Got to steal an Ultimate, a Dovin, and Teferi in the same turn. That's awesome. Wow, their hand is garbage.
Oh, so it's going to be like that, huh? I've seen things that would break someone like you.
I've seen things that would break someone like you. Whoop. Bah. Bah. I think it's adorable that we're still playing Magic here. How many turns has it been since we won this game? Shut up, Burgle. This is the best part. The best part is where they keep playing and you've already won. Discard a Krasis to flex. Oh, they made a 7/7, chat. They made a 7/7. They made a 7/7. It's so adorable. It's so adorable. Dunk. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Gunner's Knight's a messed up card if they leave it in play. You are not wrong. Gutter Sniperino is real good. Extra mass manipulation sounds great. Cut a Shimmer clicks a bit. It is, in fact, a bottle of Jack Daniels. If you've never spent 8 hours a day reading Twitch chat, you'd understand why I need a bottle of Jack Daniels, okay? Is Pelakka Wurm better than Archangel? No, not by a long shot. The 4-color build splashing for white is much better, I think. All right. How are the gates supposed to burn now, opponent? Alright, I'm playing the breeding pool here, so I'm waiting to play the Guild Summit because I want to draw at least one card with Guild Summit. And if they destroy it, if I play it this turn and they destroy it, I wouldn't get to draw a card. Whereas waiting a turn, I can play it and tap a land and then get punished by a duress. But this was like their 3rd duress, so like the chances of them having a way to kill the Guild Summit is much more likely than them having a 3rd duress, right? So like it feels bad to get duress there, but I think it's correct to wait. Do you plan on doing some tournaments for the stream when the best of 3 drops? I do. I think it should be fun. I think when best of 3 drops, I'm going to organize some subscriber tournaments. Yeah, playing around the 3rd duress there, I think would be very loose. Alright, nothing like a turn 7 Niv. We are playing a combo deck, Burgle. Niv's greatest enemy, Vivian Reed. Things that is not, Vivian Reed. Deal Areno. Chupacabra would be bad too. If they play like Vraska's Contempt, I at least get to draw a card, so like, could be worse. At least Niv replaced himself here, right? Like this was a 2-for-1. They spent a card and I drew a card. There was a Star of Extinction in the board, but I think Star of Extinction is just worse than Mass Manipulation in this archetype. I like how we cast Niv with 6 lands in play and people are like, we need to change the mana, we need to change the mana, we need to change the mana. It's okay to have a basic Forester Niv deck, I promise. I promise it's okay. Yeah, Niv without a way to power out cards is definitely a little bit mediocre. That's true in any deck though, right? Awkward. They adapted the tapped one. Ooh. And by ooh, I mean this reads Vraska down ticks 3, but, you know. That's true. Don't put basic forest in your JAC deck. Things will not go happy for you.
Gone. Consider it done.
Well, if I draw a Guild Summit, I can tap the gates to draw cards with them, freak. That's why Guild Summit's so good. You get to draw cards with it, regardless of when you hit it. Yeah, Mass Manip or Guild Summit are the draws we're looking for at this point. That's true. Golgari Queen stock has gone up because she basically kills 12 drops, right? She wipes Krasis off the face of the planet. So in 20 minutes we get an update on daily MTG. What kind of announcement? They announced the announcement, right? So like what are we supposed to hear today? Maybe it's probably the changes for the ranked ladder, right? Probably the changes for the ranked ladder. Oh, Burgle.
Except me.
Oh, MPL stuff was due in January. It is. Woo, doggy. All right, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Don't mind me. Do 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 do. Get it? Got it. Good.
Death is cheap.
So, the reason why I prefer the 4-color Gates deck is because there isn't... You need more Gates than this deck is playing, basically. This deck wants more Gates than it has access to. So, to take 5 things, I need to pay 14 mana. So if I shock this in, it's 14. Yoink! I'll take these.
Being ruthless has its
I would like one of everything, please. I'll take it all. Can we appreciate how adorable it is that we're still here playing Magic? Can we just take a moment and appreciate that our opponent hasn't given up? So this is 14, this is 20. So I can do this for 18. Oh, yeah. That's the point where you could no longer win. Got it. Got it. Just the candy shop. Take me to the candy shop. Do 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 do. Pew. Yeah, so final short concise wrap up on this build versus the 4-color Gates build. To start with, these decks are doing very similar things. If you haven't watched the 4-color Gates build, you can find it on my website under standard decks. And I liked what that build was doing more than this one, primarily because this deck just wants more gates than 12. You want more gates so you can consistently use this card better, and so Gates Ablaze is more powerful, and so your Plaza of Harmony gains you more life. So you're not even really super into, like, the gate card that gains you life, the Gate Angel, is nice, but we're not splashing white to play that. You're playing that card because you want more gates anyways. You might as well play a good white card if you're going to have white lands in your deck. So, all right, what are we doing next? We're going to move along. Some more Abzan control.